So first and foremost, how is your life and how is things going on?
It's fantastic, no complaints. I'm having a great time and performing, traveling, and doing what I love to do. So yeah, it's going great.
Okay, I've heard that from 4 years you have been interested in music. So how is that possible?
Well, I was born into a very musical family. And my mom was my first teacher. My mother, Shubha Narayan in Los Angeles. She has a music school even today, Sampradaya School of Music. So she was teaching already, and I have two older brothers who learned a lot of music and still today also practice flute and mridangam. My father was organizing concerts from 1984. Which was the year I was born, incidentally. So from that year, we had so many musicians in the house. It was a very musical family, musical household that I was born into. So when I say I started learning at the age of 4, actually I was learning even before that, but not formally. But at the age of 4, I actually sat down with my mother and started formal lessons because my parents saw that I had some strong interest in music, and I was listening to her classes and I was humming the songs which she was teaching to other students. I would be humming them walking around the house. And my father would hear it and say, how does he know that? And my mom would say, I taught it yesterday to the students, so he heard that. So because of that, there was such a strong musical influence in the family and in the house. So that's when I really got started formal training was, yes, at the age of 4.5. And I mean, yeah, just been going since then.
Okay. So ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಡೌಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಅಳಿಯ ಸನ್ನಿಬ್ಲೋ ಅಂತ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇವರು ಅದೇ ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಕನ್ನಡಿಗ ಹೌದಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಈ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಸಂದೀಪ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೈಸೂರು?
Well, I've had a long time connection with Mysore, just purely musical. I've been performing there for more than 10 years, and the people of Mysore are so warm and welcoming, especially for the classical arts, which is something you don't find everywhere you go, of course. It's something that is a little bit of a more niche audience, and so you don't know. But people in Mysore are such avid listeners. So that is my long-standing relationship. But then after I got married, my wife's family is from Mysore, so then it became even more close. And I started going to Mysore even more often. And when I go nowadays, also the organizers, they know, okay, so you'll be with your family anyway. No, that kind of like it's assumed. And then of course the people of Mysore they just became an extended family, and they started calling me. Some of them call me their son. Some say I'm the son-in-law of Mysore. So whatever it is, there's a very close, strong connection for me and Mysore.
Okay, what is like day to day when you go to Mysore? What are the things you do? Which place you visit?
Nowadays I go and I have a concert that day and I leave the next day many times. Okay. But I've seen the palace, I've seen Chamundi Hill, Chamundeshwari temple. We've seen most of those places. Nowadays when we go, we definitely like to visit family. So we visit my wife's family and have a good home cooked meal. That's something very special when we come to Mysore, and have some of the family special recipes.
What's your favorite South Indian?
Chitrana. That's my favorite. They make it very, very nice in my wife's family. It's something different, and so I love that. So every time I come, they make it for me. Even if I just come for one quick lunch and I have a concert, I know that will be the food they serve for me for lunch, and I love it. It's fantastic.
ನೋಡಿ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಕ ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಡಿಶಸ್ ನ ಲೈಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಚಿತ್ರಾನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಫೇವ್ರೆಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕಲ್ ಜರ್ನಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹಾಡೋದೇ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ US ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಹಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೇಳೋಣ. ಸೊ how is it that you will so fluently sing in Kannada or Tamil? How is it possible?
So our music is mostly an oral tradition from the start. We don't India is filled with so many languages, so we don't limit ourselves to only sing in one. If we did that, I would only be probably singing in Tamil, because that's my native language, my mother tongue that my parents speak to me. But the thing is, from the start, day one, we learn compositions in Telugu, Sanskritam, Kannada, Tamil, all mixed. And we don't know at such a young age anyway that, okay, this is Kannada and this is Telugu. We're learning basically based on the sounds, based on the teacher's pronunciation and how they teach to us. And we might write it down. Like I used to always write fully in English, and even now most of my compositions are written in English.
Kannada songs also write it
fully in English. I think it's better I write them in English than in Tamil, because the pronunciation is better if I write in English.
The process, you're going going, no? Do you feel it difficult?
There's nothing difficult about it because anything which is related to music and something that I'm doing is part of the process that I enjoy. It sometimes can be time consuming, but it's not difficult in that sense. If it's something you love doing and it's part of my performance and it's part of my learning, then certainly not difficult. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's all part of it. But I do have to write down, like things like la, la, na, na, all of those things. Is it an ah or an all of this I have to write down very meticulously so that when I'm learning, of course after that we memorize most of the compositions, but while learning we have to memorize the correct pronunciation. Otherwise, definitely later on it's more difficult to relearn and fix the pronunciation. So if we get it while learning, that's the best.